Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who picked Masakatsu Funaki to defeat Bas Rutten. And I'm here to talk about Christian Rodriguez versus Julian Erosa. All right, Christian Rodriguez versus Julian Erosa. This is a fight between two of my favorite featherweights in the UFC. I believe I've said so about each guy in separate videos, so I may as well be upfront here. But just know that my biases cancel each other out, and I'm back to being objective. So we'll give it a go here. My pick for this fight is Julian Erosa wins, and I've got him winning by decision. And I don't have a lot of confidence in that at all. This is a very similar matchup to Charles Johnson versus Joshua Van, where I think each guy is a very strong round three fighter. Excellent cardio all around in this matchup. But I do think the one big liability for either guy, the chin of Julian Erosa, it's still on the table. It's still a problem in this equation here, but it's not as big a problem in this equation as it is in other matchups. Christian Rodriguez, he's got excellent striking, but he's a natural 135er, and he's not the most physically imposing power puncher out there. Although, if you land a timely kick, that can do it. He still has a chance to knock out Julian Erosa, of course, and I'll be up front. I'm looking to bet on it. As soon as the props drop, I'll be betting on C-Rod winning by TKO. But I do think that is much less a part of this matchup here, this equation. And I think Christian Rodriguez, I'm envisioning him losing due to the cardio advantage not being there against Julian Erosa, and also Julian Erosa's versatility and physical traits. He's the bigger man, the much more natural featherweight. He's got 5 inches of height and 4 inches of reach or something like that. Whatever it is, it's substantial. Julian doesn't always make the best of his reach advantage, and I don't think he will here, frankly. But I think it'll help keep him safe, keep him out of danger from Christian Rodriguez. And I also think just the size altogether could prove to be a problem if he gets on top of C-Rod. C-Rod is Christian Rodriguez, by the way. And as for Julian Erosa, my pick is him winning by decision. Him, because I trust the durability and especially the composure of Christian Rodriguez. He's a guy who's shown he can take it when the fight is not going his way. And even at featherweight, his debut in the UFC was against Jonathan Pierce. That's his one loss. And it was a thoroughly controlling loss, but he still had moments. A lot of good scrambling early in round 1 and really gave himself a shot in round 3. Really took it to Jonathan Pierce. Came out of the gate like a bat out of hell and gave himself a shot. Ultimately, he was controlled again in round 3, but he showed a lot of great traits in his one defeat. And Julian Erosa, though, if he is the win, like I said, his decision is the pick, but him winning by round 3 finish would not surprise me against anybody. If he's winning, he's got a chance of finishing you, especially down the stretch. The majority of Julian Erosa's wins are finishes, and the majority of those finishes take place in rounds 2 and 3. Although he can get it done in round 1 with a flying knee, like he showed against Nate Landwehr, or choking out Ricardo Ramos in his last fight, which was awesome. So he's a very dangerous guy, Julian Erosa, and a naturally bigger guy. So even though the pick is him winning by decision, it's not something I can trust. So it's not like I'm going to be looking to play props for Julian Erosa. As far as the props, the one thing I'd be looking to play without even having seen the odds would be C-Rod winning by knockout, because the button is there for Julian Erosa. But C-Rod, he's only got that one loss to Pierce, and he had that fight against Isaac Dolgarian, which was very close, but he gave himself a shot at winning even a bullshit decision with an incredibly strong round 3, and of course, taking his ass kicking in the first half of the fight. But that really could have gone either way, let's face it. Could have gone the other way, I should just say. But C-Rod's traits were there for him, and he gave himself a shot at winning a decision, and he did so. And because Raul Rosas Jr. Wasn't that big of an ass-kicking, but it was certainly a comeback, where Raul Rosas Jr. was all over him early, and he tamed the youngster and reminded him he was a teenager and shut him down, which is a win that's gotten a lot better with age. So C-Rod looks very tough. I haven't seen him lose enough to know what it's going to look like when he loses. He's only got that one loss to Jonathan Pierce, and that was a fight he took on short notice, by the way, and he looked incredible in defeat, even if generally you could say he was dominated. And for Julian Erosa, look, the one guy to dominate him in the last, whatever, decade or 5 years or whatever, has been Grant Dawson. Every other loss has been a knockout. That's the way you beat him. I'm not saying Julian can't lose by decision here. Again, Joshua Van is an excellent striker, very comfortable grappler too, and he's got excellent cardio, perhaps better cardio than Julian Erosa. But I'm picking Julian to win here, and I think he showed in those fights against Hakeem Dawodu and Steven Peterson to scratch and claw decision victories against solid featherweights, especially Hakeem. He showed that he can slow the fight down, and he can win by being the bigger fighter with better control. And I think that might be the best path to victory for Julian Erosa, because Christian Rodriguez doesn't have any glaring weaknesses. I'm sure Julian can put him in a darce, and I'm sure if the flying knee lands, he can take him out of there. But I trust Christian Rodriguez's overall durability and traits. So the pick is Julian to win by decision. The only bet so far is very small, and it's on the money line at Julian Erosa. Again, because I can't decide how he would win if he does win. I'd favor decision, but he's so fucking dangerous. Nothing would surprise me. And the only bet I'm looking to play and put a small sprinkle on would be C-Rod winning by knockout. I would think C-Rod, even though he doesn't have the most dangerous power out there, he's got excellent striking, and if he touches the chin at Julian Erosa in the wrong spot, that could end the fight. And with Christian Rod, with a knockout against a bad chin, I'd say it happens in round one. But with the traits of Christian Rodriguez, maybe he's pouring it on and it happens in round three anyway. So I would just be looking to play knockout flat for C-Rod. But again, the play and the pick with very low confidence is Julian Erosa winning. Him being the bigger man, the natural featherweight, and the guy whose biggest weakness is not such a liability in this matchup. And I think he's one of the very few fighters that I can trust to match and potentially exceed Christian Rodriguez down the stretch. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos. I probably repeated myself a ton in this video, huh? I bet I do that every fucking